What's up? It's your girl Amazing Grace Daily, and we're back with another video. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about the time my iPod almost got stolen. This story takes place back when I was a junior in high school. I'll give you a little backstory behind this. My parents are most of the time older than my friends' parents my age, so they really didn't care about this technology era. But everyone thought I had an iPhone because I saved up my money the previous year that summer and I bought me an iPod, and then I would just put like big rubbery cases on it so it looked like I had an iPhone 4, which most people at this time still had. Now to the story. I believe it was second semester. On this day I had an algebra test that I knew I was not finna pass
without cheating.
A lot of the times our teachers would give tests off of online books. So I would just look up the title of the test on my iPod to get the answers, and this time was no different. In class, we always had assigned seats, and I sat in the first row about 3 seats back. My row of seats was closer to the wall by the door, but this semester they added a couple new people. Since we were in alphabetical order, it kind of changed our seating, which put who I would like to call the popular guy. I don't remember his name. I'll just call him Trey. So I get into class and I see that our algebra teacher has the test sheet up on the projector where everyone can see it already. And so since he was still outside because the bell hadn't rang yet, I took it upon myself to go ahead and look up the answers on my iPod so that I already be ready.
You feel me?
My teacher sat on the opposite side of the classroom, so I would always put the iPod on the right side of me facing the wall so nobody could really see that I had it on or that what I was looking at when I was taking the test, so I could just, look down, jot the answers, and
we was good. We was passing,
So I'm taking the test, looking down, taking the test, and I would say probably maybe 15, 20 minutes later, I stopped looking at my iPod for maybe 5, 10 minutes. But when I looked down the next time, I noticed that my iPod wasn't even on my seat. So my first thought is, okay, well, maybe it just fell on the floor because like I said, I had a rubber case on it, and when it drops, sometimes you can't really hear it. So I looked down in the space that it should have fell.
It was not there.
So I started panicking. I started looking in my backpack, knowing it wasn't there.
Why do we do that? Why do we always look for things in places we know we were never there when we lost what we were looking for?
But anyway, I looked in my backpack, I looked in my coat pocket, I checked my actual pockets, I looked everywhere around my desk, and I just could not see my iPod. I knew someone took it, so I was like, okay, somebody took my iPod. And it wasn't the person in front of me because I've been looking at this person this whole time and they have not moved a muscle, let alone reached down on the floor to pick something up. So I just knew it was this new popular kid that was sitting behind me who took it. He's the only one who could have saw it. I knew it, I just knew in my gut. Trying to stay calm, I raised my hand to get my teacher's attention. Let's call my teacher Mr. Sing, because he used to sing all the time, like for no reason. And he looked up and he asked me, what did I need? And so I said,
I think somebody stole my iPod.
I just remember the class looking up from their test and just looking around. Then he asked me, where did I have it last? So I told him, not really thinking.
I had it right here on my seat, just sitting there, and when I looked down again, it was gone.
So Mr. Singh got up and asked the class,
Who took Grace's iPod?
No one said nothing. He asked again. No one said nothing again, which I didn't understand in the first place. Why would you ask kids who took Grace's iPod? Like the still was gonna be like,
oh, you got me. Here it is.
No.
So I started to get irritated because I knew it was Trey.
It was Trey.
But one thing about me was I had connections in the school through one person. For the sake of this video, we're gonna call him Sunshine. But he was what you would call a hall monitor. All the kids loved him. He was like that cool, fun guy. Like, he still did his job, but he was still like the cool one of the group. Like, he was in good with all the staff members. Like, he was just a cool person, you know? And he just so happened to be my mentor. And he always had my back, and all the teachers knew how close we were. So Mr. Singh just came up to me and told me,
just go get Sunshine so he can figure this out.
So I bolted out the door.
I bolted out the door.
Because by this time, we only had 30 minutes left in class. And I was not about to let somebody swindle me like that. That was not finna happen. So I started running down the hallways, trying to think of places he might be. My high school was a pretty good sized high school, so I was running for a minute. And the class I was in was upstairs, but I did not care. I ran to the other end of the building, to the boys' gym. I ran down every hallway until I remember where he always hung out. So I bolted down the other end of the school, went into the classroom, and sure enough, he was there. I ran in there out of breath, just like,
I need your help. Somebody stole my iPod.
He immediately got up, grabbed his radio, and was like,
where? Let's go.
he started going down the hallway so freaking fast. It was like his stuff was stolen. On the way there, he just started asking me questions on what happened, how it happened, just trying to figure out what he was dealing with. And on the way, he picked up a bigger security guard who I'm going to call Joe, because he was the one who, I guess, really did most of the frisking. If it was, I guess he was more certified to frisk, you know, in the case of theft or stuff like that in the school. So he grabbed him and we went back to my class. Cut to, we get back to the class. By this time, everybody's talking about it. Nobody's taking this test anymore. I don't even think we finished the test. But once we came in, everything got quiet. So, Joe called the first row, which was the row I was sitting in, outside to get frisked. By now, I'm getting really excited because I'm like, I know Trey has my iPod. I know he has my freaking iPod. So I see him go outside. I sit down in my seat. And then, like a couple minutes later, I'll say about 5 minutes later, that row comes back in. And I see Trey, like, with a slight smile on his face. So I'm like, first of all, how is he back in this class? Like, I know he has my iPod, and you telling me you checked him and he doesn't have my iPod.
What?
I was so confused. I started thinking, like, did he pass it to somebody when I left the room to go get Sunshine? Like, what happened? So then, row by row, Joe takes each row outside, checks them, checks their bag. Nobody has my iPod in the class. I didn't even know what to do. I had checked the clock, and by this time of him frisking everybody in the class, 30 minutes went up by like that, and now I only have 5 minutes left in class to figure this out. And since he already frisked everyone, they couldn't hold the class after the bell rang. So I had to figure this out, or I was gonna lose my iPod, because I knew once they came out of that class, it was gone. I could never find it again. And that's when it clicked. I was so freaking mad at myself that I didn't even think about this sooner. So I asked Mr. Singh, can I use your computer? He was like, yeah. So I go on the computer. At this time, in my case, using Find My iPhone wasn't always on people's minds. So I knew that that boy snatched my iPod so fast that he probably didn't turn it off. And I was hoping he didn't. So I went on the computer, it started loading.
Extra slow.
So I finally pull up the page with 2 minutes left to spare. I push that ringer button, and sure enough, we hear, coming from my side of the room, the beep. And you wanna know where it was?
In his jacket hood.
I just remember Sunshine going up to him and like snatching it away from him and picking him up out of the chair and like taking him outside. And he would have gotten away with it too.
And if it wasn't for that meddling Find My iPhone.
I just remember when the bell finally rang, literally probably 5 seconds after we figured that out. And everybody left, that Joe had asked me in front of my teacher and Sunshine, why did I have my iPod on my chair when we were taking a test? And I just remember saying something like,
It was just there. I wasn't on it. That's why I didn't notice it was gone. Go figure.
but that is the end of this video. I was thinking about this story the other day when I was thinking about old times in high school and stuff. This is the week before my birthday, so I am trying to have 2 more lighthearted videos before I start back getting into my Let's Talks and stuff like that. But I do have some things in store for December. November is gonna be hustle month, just so I can have all my December videos already done, because December for me at my job is peak season, which means I will only be working and sleeping for the next month, and then we will come back January headstrong with new everything, new ideas, and where I'm going to take this channel. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this video and this story time. Give it a like if you did, comment. Also, don't mind my hair. I have it cornrowed right now because I'm not getting my hair did until my birthday because I want it to be very fresh. Bear with me this video and the next. Until next time, see you later.